Hey guys, it's your girl, Crystal Nicole. So to catch everybody up who may be late to this lawsuit, Megan Thee Stallion is suing Milagro because she believes that she was being paid by Tory to harass her about the 2020 shooting he was convicted for in 2022. Now, she believes that Millie was a spokesperson for Tory since he was gagged from speaking, at least that's the new narrative. So I'm assuming she believes that whatever he couldn't say, he was telling Milagro to say to get the public on his side. Now, on top of that, she's accusing Millie of alerting people to a deepfake video of her posted by another user by saying, "Go to my likes." She's accusing her of calling her an alcoholic, retarded, saying she has a guardian, and that she committed perjury on the stand at trial. Now, there could be one or two claims that I'm missing, but you guys get the gist. So they are proceeding with the court process of discovery and such before trial. Now, Megan's team is accusing Millie of attempting to hide evidence of their claims against her related to Tory paying her to harass Megan. They believe that certain messages deleted may be relevant to their case against her, and therefore they want sanctions placed against her for deleting things from her device after she was served a preservation letter that states that she cannot delete anything after receiving that letter, but things have been deleted. So this is what the evidentiary hearing was about a few days ago. So first things first, before we get into this, let me once again thank all of those who donated to get these documents for this hearing. I really appreciate it because I really hate not being able to read things for myself and having to depend on others for the news. So this means a lot to me for more than just one reason. So once again, thank you to all of you. Now, I'm not going to put all these documents on the screen because it is a long Q&A regarding these deleted messages that's hard to keep up with at times. So I'm just going to give you guys a simple breakdown on what happened here and maybe show a document or two when I can. Now, if anybody wants to personally read these for themselves, I'll leave my email in the comments. You guys can reach out to me for them, but please keep them amongst yourselves and not online for the time being. Thank you. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. So the short, simple, and sweet version of this is that, yes, Millie did delete some things from her device after she received that letter. However, the problem is they don't know what was deleted. It could have been group chat messages for all they know and have nothing to do with any conversations between Sunstar or Tory. So let's say that they were, though. Were those messages relevant to their accusations against her? They don't know. Now, because Milagro is a blogger who does plenty shows, it is very much possible that she deleted things to make space on her phone, which all of us bloggers who use our phone often to store info has to do. Sometimes I can't even download these videos I make thanks to all the info stored on this phone, so it's common for me to have to delete a lot of old, random, unneeded, unused apps, messages, photos, etc. from my phone to make space to be able to do so. It just comes with the territory. So she has a legitimate reason for why things would have been deleted around the times they are talking about after they served her that letter, which is what Millie's attorney's argument is. So her other argument is that the plaintiff cannot just believe they are relevant to the case, they have to know. And in this instance, they have no idea if anything deleted was relevant, as they could have been messages about going to the beach or to do laundry, so they're just assuming. And that is not good enough to require sanctions. Her and the judge agreed that if he believes deleted messages in this instance means that she was hiding something of relevance, then that will have to go for every case going forward, basically. And that wouldn't be right to do, so it needs to boil down to intent. What was her intentions behind deleting certain things? If that intent wasn't to hide anything, but to just free up space like she claimed, then he probably won't see the reason for the sanctions. But if he feels like she was hiding relevant evidence, he could see a reason for the sanctions. So that's what it will all boil down to. So in my honest opinion, I do not see sanctions coming, because how are you going to prove that she intentionally deleted evidence without having proof of what was deleted? Furthermore, their case isn't just about Tory paying her off, and if it's payments they're claiming, they should be able to prove that point through actual money transfers made and not through text messages just allegedly discussing it. So, are these messages really relevant? Now, to expound on that further, here's the other problem. They want those messages to prove that Tory was supposedly telling Millie things that he couldn't say thanks to the gag order. But exactly what are y'all accusing him of telling her that wasn't his same defense at trial? Because from my understanding, y'all complaints about Millie only began when the trial began and people were flocking to her reporting. So y'all claim that she was spreading misinformation about the trial. I don't recall her being accused of spreading any misinformation before that time. And the only person y'all had ever really accused publicly of getting info from Tory's team was DJ Academics after he shared the DNA results before a Tory team did. Now, this was before a trial happened. The only story we've ever gotten from Tory's team is the same story that they are giving to the appeal court right now, that Kelsey did it. That Kelsey did it because Tory exposed that secret to her in the car, causing her to get upset. That he had been sleeping with both girls, but only Megan knew about it until that drunken night. Millie hasn't been telling us anything that we haven't heard at trial from defense attorneys or from Kelsey or from Megan herself. So exactly what information are y'all accusing Tory of giving Millie to harass Megan with that she wasn't already being harassed with thanks to the trial he had to have a defense attorney that included all of these details in it? Like, I'm confused. Have any of y'all heard anything other than this same repeated narrative from Tory's side? Is there any other defense that they're going with here, that Millie was out here telling everybody and we're going around just repeating it and it's not true? I don't get it. I don't get what they're accusing her of. Now, Megan, the only thing that you accused Tory of lying about was sleeping with you. But that turned out to be true. After the preliminary hearing, you accused the blogs, and I do mean all of them, of not doing good research by repeating what they heard at that preliminary hearing from Tory's lawyer, Sean Holley, which was about the eyewitness that Megan bragged about and the fight that he saw Megan and Kelsey have, about Kelsey being the one flashing before Tory even got out the car, yelling, "What the fuck are you doing?" Which, side note, is that why Miguel, the other eyewitness, magically didn't show up at trial to testify? Because Tory yelling, "What the fuck are you doing?" would be him yelling at the shooter, correct? Which obviously wouldn't be him, or that would make him a crazy person yelling at himself, asking himself, what the fuck was he doing, right? So they definitely couldn't have that witness show up. I ever wonder what happened to him. Whatever happened to that witness? But I digress. Anyway, Megan, you made it seem like those reports were lies and that the media was traumatizing you by bringing it up instead of just focusing and reporting on the fact that you had been shot. Yet that fight obviously happened. Or would you care to explain how Kelsey got those injuries, Megan? That detail seems to be missing from your story each and every time you tell it. And it's quite odd considering Kelsey claims that those injuries happened right in front of you. So let's see if you can answer that when you go to trial for this lawsuit that you filed. Shall we? So is this one of the things that he told Millie to harass you with? Because again, this was brought up by attorneys at preliminary hearings in court, at trial. I mean, this was not just a Millie Tory thing. So I don't think that's it, but I'm going with it. Anyway, in your lawsuit against her, against Millie, the only real lie I recall you putting on Millie is her saying that you committed perjury on the stand. But that's not good enough because, honey, she supports Tory, so obviously believes that you are a liar. And anything you said on that stand pertaining to him shooting you would be a lie to her and anybody else who doesn't believe you, which means in her and everybody else's opinion who doesn't believe you, you committed perjury on the stand, regardless if you believe that you told the truth or not. Yet, you did commit perjury on the stand, Megan. You lied about that fight between you and Kelsey. And until you can come up with an explanation on how Kelsey got her injury, since you couldn't recall Tori doing it like Kelsey claimed, that would make you a liar. As you, Tori, and Kelsey were not the only ones in that car. Somebody broke up that fight who was in that car. An eyewitness saw this fight and that same man break up this fight. There was evidence of this fight. You rapped about this fight. So it is ludicrous for you to keep acting like you did not lie on that stand when you lied on TV right before you got on that stand, knowing that you would have to tell the truth anyway, which does make one question your mental capacity and if the lights are on. But I digress. Just thought I'd give an example of why some people might think that you're retarded. I don't know. So do y'all see what I'm saying here? I need Megan's team to be more specific about what Tori paid Millie to do or say that wasn't already being said to the public about this case. What lies did she tell for him? Because she's allowed to believe him over Megan. She's allowed to repeat his defense. She's allowed to have her own opinions about what she's hearing and come to her own conclusions. You cannot control that nor force her to believe you. What you and your team could do, though, is try answering some of these unanswered questions we still have about that night, mostly regarding that fight and Kelsey's injuries. But y'all not trying to do that, huh? Because you don't want to keep reliving this while filing lawsuits and restraining orders that forces you to keep reliving this. Correct? Oh, okay. Now, the thing I noticed here is the same attempts at manipulation that was displayed at Tori's trial from the plaintiff's side. There were, I believe, 2 instances throughout this Q&A where the expert would be answering yes to certain questions from Megan's side when asked, but when Millie's lawyer asked, the answer would become different, which causes a lot of confusion and makes them have to go back over things due to this, which is something that happened during Tori's trial, especially with his witness. So I'll give one example. At one point, the expert here had stated that the deleted messages happened immediately after a conversation between Tori or Sunstar. But when asked by Millie's lawyer, he said he didn't know if it was immediately, just that it was sometime after, and he doesn't know who sent the messages or anything of that nature or what the message was. They also made it seem as if those messages deleted were just gone until he was asked by Millie's lawyer if he had gone through the data of the second hard drive he was sent, and he had not. So he didn't know if those deleted messages were on the hard drive, and it would take him some hours to figure that out because he hadn't bothered to do so. Which to me just screams, I only did what they asked me to do. I didn't go further because it might disprove this narrative that she was intentionally deleting things relevant to this case that can't be recovered. Okay? So here's what I'm going to say about all of this. It has been very obvious from the beginning that Megan's team has no evidence to back up this claim of Tori paying Millie to harass Megan when they asked for a deposition from him about this, as if he would admit it if he had been doing it. Before making a claim such as this, one should already have some type of evidence of that claim, or where did the suspicion of a payment even come from? She is allowed to talk to him and his family, and that does not mean that she was being paid to do anything by him. I've talked to everybody in each case I have done except for Nikki and Kenneth's, and worked with investigators, lawyers, etc., and that is not against the law. Nobody has ever paid me or had to pay me to do anything, but have I been accused? Of course. And I told the one lawyer who did try to bring it on, because I would be winning that case in the end because his claims were all lies. And he didn't try it. Just like Megan's team shouldn't have tried this, as it doesn't make any sense. The claims are beyond petty, and the one claim that you use to get attention to this case is already failing because you have no proof he paid her to do anything, which is mighty similar to the claims that Megan made of payoffs from Tori to Kelsey because Kelsey refused to speak for her, that Kelsey repeatedly denied and has never been proven to this day. So I'm quite sure that we are never going to see proof of these claims either. They're just headline catching. And Megan knows how much the people just love reading headlines, right? In my opinion, they're doing this so when that claim fails and this entire lawsuit probably fails, they can claim that it was because Millie deleted their evidence to prove it. That's proven from the the stupid arguments they made about her going to school for criminology. So therefore, she should have just known that she was going to be sued in the future. And that she should save her discourse. I'm sorry. That because she asked, what am I going to be sued for? Sued for what? Huh? What are they going to sue me for, guys? Because she asked that, that means that she should have known that she would possibly be sued. Like, it's just dumb shit like this. I just don't get it. So here's the last thing I'm going to say. You guys have been threatening to sue for a long time now. From my recollection, I remember it being Jason Lee at first that y'all were coming after, and then it turned into Milagro because of her posting the police report that stated that the doctor had told the police that Megan's injuries were from glass. But for some reason, they had a problem with this and considers it misinformation because this report was before they actually found fragments in her foot that then went missing. So, okay, I'm trying to, how do I say this? Just because after, this report was made, there was another report made that said we found fragments does not just discredit this original report that stated there was only glass in Megan's foot. And like a lot of Megan's supporters want to keep on bringing up every time this is brought up, y'all keep on saying that the only reason the doctor reported this is because Megan was the one who said there was glass in her foot. She repeatedly kept telling everybody who asked her what happened that it was just glass in her foot. So therefore, Megan, you are the cause of all of these reports that were made about glass. So therefore, you cannot then get upset because people are repeating what was reported to police by even you yourself multiple times. Again, making people question your mental capacity and whether or not you are really retarded, because what the fuck is not clicking here? Okay. Now, we have the same problem when it comes down to Jason Lee and the claims y'all were making about him, because he said that you were basically like the aggressive drunk that night or something. You were the cause of everything that happened. Whatever Jason Lee said, it was something around that area. Okay. But again, Megan, this turned out to be the truth. Everybody basically accused you of being I don't get it. Do y'all get it? Because I don't get it. I don't get it. You got to stop accusing people of things that you kind of caused and started yourself. At some point, some accountability needs to happen here. And your supporters need to help you with that, because y'all are not helping by constantly making excuses every single time. There is a lie told by Megan. There is a story changed by Megan. Whatever the fuck it is. With Megan, y'all make excuses for every single time, and this is the reason why she has absolutely no accountability for her own actions that night at all. It is everybody else's fault but Megan. Megan was the snake. Megan went behind her friend's back. Megan slept with a man that she hooked her friend up with first. Megan was the one who got drunk and jealous over Kylie. Megan is the one who took her ass back to Kylie's house for a fucking slipper and caused whatever drama there that got her ass kicked out at Kylie's house, that then caused all of this goddamn drama in the car. But none of y'all want to hold this bitch accountable for anything at all, because you know what? She was shot, so none of that stuff fucking matters, okay? But it does. It matters, because all of these things that happened before the shooting is relevant, and it is these things that are the reasons for why people believe Tory and not Megan, because again, it would be really nice if you guys could tell us what the fuck this nigga was lying about this case. I'm gonna say it again, this case, because for some reason y'all keep thinking August Alsina has something to do with this case and he doesn't. So again, for this case, what did Tory lie about? Because as of right now, we got two bitches who did nothing but lie the entire time, but yet the only thing y'all want to focus on is lies that y'all can't even name from this nigga. Let's work on that. Okay? So with that being said, that's where I'm going to end this video. So thank you to all of those who tuned into this video. A special shout out to all of those who stayed around until the end of the video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.